Cashwell with Rotocraft RC. Rotocraft RC is a custom charge case company for the RC industry. One of the items that we offer is called a kit. If you have your charger, your power supply, all your cables and balance boards already, then what we do is we'll actually CNC out a deck, made it up with a case, whatever items that you need, we'll throw it in a box and ship it to you. Now this customer wanted everything put together for him and tested and shipped back. Now, when we first started talking to the author, it was a very pleasurable guy to talk to. We really enjoyed him and he's very full of life. But when we found out that he was a New Jersey firefighter...
Wait, how we got there is we started off with doing the layout of the deck like we always do. The more we talked, the more ideas we came up with. It went from this deck to all of a sudden a deck with storage. Well, sometimes designing stuff and adding stuff makes things a little complicated, but we worked through everything and got what we needed to get done. Then when B Author sent us their logo, I almost had a heart attack. I just absolutely loved it. So Chris came up with a pretty good design that was going to look really good in the acrylic, and we were all happy. Then I suggested to Chris, let's get some color in this. It would look really good with some red and blue. Man, it actually did. It really come out beautiful. We're all happy. This actually sat in my display area for a week while we were getting the case done. I looked at it every day. So now that you know how we got here, let's get back to our video.
New Jersey firefighter, we decided to put the logo in the upper deck. Now, when Chris... I'm actually getting goosebumps here. I mean, I love this logo. This thing is a little bit bigger than the diameter of a basketball, so if you can't tell in proportion, it's actually big. But when Chris designed this one on the CAD file, there's some things that you can't see. Just some of the details and shadowing that he put in here is just phenomenal. And we kept looking at it, and then we decided we wanted to put some color in it. So Chris went ahead and added some of the blue and red, and I'm going to take credit for that one. But when he first walked around the corner with this thing and showed it to me as I was assembling another case, I mean, I literally got goosebumps. I'm very patriotic, if you don't know. And that's why our rotary wing and Rotocraft colors are red, white, and blue. If you've never noticed, most of what we added on here, he hit us with this one on the last day, is he decided that he wanted to go ahead and do storage. So once again, Chris went ahead and put the storage in for us. And I'm going to let you see what the inside of it.
Now in a couple seconds, you're going to see the bottom of the deck. And if you look at the storage area, it's all squared off. Well, watch later in the video. It's no longer squared off.
Case is going to look like. Chris has been really coming out with some really new stuff. We've got the firefighter vents over here in the corners. That's just something we've been playing around with for firefighters only. Chris did come up with a new bracket system for the bump controller, and there's actually a really nice shaped plate that goes on here. And then inside right now, he's got the DPS 1200 and the two PL8s in here. And then when the Meanwell 1600 watt comes out, we're going to upgrade him in here. So we're just going to keep this one in here for now. And then we'll put the Meanwell 1600 in there. Then this case will really rock.
So now let's take a look at what the underneath of the deck finally looked like. What we had to do is we had to angle that box. We had an issue. We had two chargers that were interfering with the USB charger, so we had to move them down. Then we started clashing with the box. A little bit of rework. So now let's start assembling the deck. One of the things we have to do is set the step-down converter to our voltage. We have 23.8 volts coming in, and we want to turn it down to 12 volts. You guys have seen this in the video, but we're going to do it one more time. Now this one, we need it to be small to sit in a certain spot, so we're not using the larger one with the digital readout. So we actually have to put our voltmeter on it. And as you see, we're turning the potentiometer, the voltmeter starts dropping. So once we get to our desired voltage, we'll go ahead and stop spinning it. This is 80 millimeter fans, so we're normally 13 volts or below is a good setting for these. So now we're good to go. We just get to mount it and start soldering everything up. And as you can see where we placed it, This is why we're looking for a small one. This case will have two 5-pin 60 amp relays, and the customer is actually going to use the discharge feature with a discharge resistor bank. And we do have a custom charger mounting system inside this case, and we also utilize this to mount the two 5-pin relays. Because we are going to have the LEDs up in the top, we put in the IEC with the switch, and we're going to go ahead and throw the fuse in. And if you look inside the barrel part at the top, there's a spare fuse for the customer in there, and we love including these. So now we're going to go ahead and add some LEDs into the logo so we can illuminate it, and we're just going to get in here real close with the camera and get some good detailed videos. I'm going to say it a million times, but I like this. But man, this thing really illuminates beautiful. So now that we got the LEDs on it, we're going to go ahead and show you how we got to this point. So after I cut the LED strips to length, I went ahead and let Ethan tin the wires for me. He really wanted to be a part of this case. He loves the logo. And you know, all kids love firefighters. So after we get everything wired up, we go ahead and drop the deck temporarily, put the AC power to it, and verify everything works. First thing I always look for is make sure no smoke comes out, and then to verify that the bump controller sees both chargers. Then we're going to go ahead and check the LEDs, and then we look just to verify, check fit and finish, make sure everything opens and closes like it's supposed to. Yep, I think this one's going to pass. Now we're going to go on to the testing. Now we're going to go ahead and verify all connections work. He is going to use a discharge resistor bank, so we're going to go ahead and bump a battery, and we'll go ahead and set it into discharge mode, connect the battery, and once we get this thing going, we'll go ahead and flick the switch, which will activate the relay. And instead of discharging into the charger, it'll now discharge into the resistor bank. Fan comes on the resistor bank, so it's doing its job. Gonna go ahead and do our test charging, verify everything works good, everything stays cool. This case passes with flying colors.
If you have any questions, always feel free. Email us, rotorcraftrc@gmail.com, or you can give us a call, 407-656-7881. Hope you're all having a great day.
I want to personally thank first responders all around the U.S. Your sacrifice is appreciated, and you are true heroes.
Good afternoon. My name is Joe Cashwell with Rotorcraft RC. Good afternoon. My name is Joe Cashwell with Rotorcraft RC. Today we're going to showcase Rotorcraft colors are red, white, and blue. If you've never noticed, most of our shirts are blue. Some of our work shirts are brown just to put us aside and to kind of get us out of that blue everywhere you look. But